It's me, Victoria from Super Geeked. I know it's been a little bit, actually 3 weeks, since I have been here on YouTube and even on Instagram, but your girl needed a little bit of a break. So today I'm going to do a ship with me, and we're going to do a little chit chat about where I've been, what I've been up to, and I'm actually going to get into some information about why I started reselling. It has to do with why I took 3 weeks off to decompress and take some time for myself. And so if you want to see my shipping process, which I've actually never shown here on YouTube, then stick around and we'll do some shipping and some talking. I'm so glad that you are interested to see what my shipping process looks like as a reseller. Now, I'm going to just give this little disclaimer. This is how I choose to ship. This is not the only way to ship, and it's not the correct way to ship. It's just what works for me and what I enjoy doing. I am definitely a packager. So I am the girl who does all the fancy packaging at Christmas. Everybody knows my packaging. It stands out from everybody else over the holidays. So it's no surprise that I actually enjoy shipping orders. I do buy some extra little things to put into my packages. I don't do gifts or anything like that, but just some little things to make my packages nice. But again, it's a choice. You do not have to do any of this as a reseller. You can make sure your item is looking great, put it in a package and send it off with none of the frills, and it's still perfectly fine. So over the weekend, actually just on Sunday, so within 24 hours, I sold 26 items on Poshmark and 1 on eBay. I did run a sale on Poshmark. That is because I have not been putting full-time hours into reselling. I took a little break to focus on my life, on my family. I have 2 very active little boys who are 7 and 8 years old, and so that took time away. They're active in school. They go to a little private school, and I try to be there. So it actually was a personal choice that I took a break, but I did run a sale, so I have a ton of stuff to package with you. So I'm going to cut to a clip of those items so you can see what we're working with today. So these are all the packages we will be shipping together. The majority of them are closed. There's 26 Poshmark and 1 eBay. I do have 2 pairs of shoes here and 2 pairs of shoes here. I've got a pair of sunglasses and a Coach handbag in this one. And then I have this really cool 1980s belt that I will be also shipping. So next, let me show you what my shipping supplies look like. All right, so first I'm going to show you how my items are stored. I do have a building that's behind my house, and it's like I call it an outbuilding. It's not a shed. It's way larger. It could actually fit a car in it. I think it used to be used as a garage, but it doesn't have like a functional door. It has 2 doors that swing open, sort of like barn doors. And then we did put an addition on it. It has a full bathroom in it. And that's because we have a swimming pool. So we like to have an outside facility so that people don't have to track wet in on my hardwood floors. So it's not like a fully finished building. I mean, the doors swing open. It's definitely more like an outbuilding. You know, sometimes, you know, a spider might crawl under the door or something like that, but it pretty much stays temperature controlled even without air conditioning. It doesn't get too hot in summer or too cold in the cooler months. And so it's a great place for me to store my inventory. However, because it is not completely airtight, I do store all of my items in poly bags. I get these on Amazon, and I also use a number system. I do not use a letter and number system like some people do. I'm a very methodically minded person, so it's all numerical. Every 3 months, I will adjust my inventory forward and clear out a couple of bins and then fill those bins up with inventory, and it works for me. It's a way that I have been able to keep my inventory organized, and you know, it just works for me. So I can easily find an item. I just look it up on my spreadsheet when it sells. I fill in all the information, you know, what it sold for, my fees, if there's shipping, what the shipping was, and then I pull the inventory number. And then I make myself a little list on a Post-it, you know, with just the item name, the number of the item, and then who purchased it. The who purchased it will come into play later on, and when I show you how I ship. So with Poshmark, as you know, the buyer pays shipping, and I use these handy dandy priority shipping labels. I do not have a thermal printer. I have chosen not to spend money on a thermal printer because my regular printer has worked great for me in the past almost 3 years that I've been reselling full time. So these are the priority mail. They're label number 228. If you go on the US Postal Service website, you just look up 228. And they are stickers. They come in a pack like this. They do have these green papers dividing them. I can't remember how many come in these, but I order about 1,000 at a time. And then what I do is when I ship them, I print them. Now, as you can see, it sort of overlaps, even though I decrease the size of it to 4 by 5. It still prints over it. I've never had an issue with the package with these, with them being printed over. My post office has taken every package. I've never had a package sent back to me. And so this is just another way. I know a lot of people use thermal printers, but this is just how I choose to do it. And as you can see, they just have a sticker back. You pull the thing off and stick it on your package. Okay, sorry, I just had to stop the video if the screen's a little adjusted. My kid's school called. So, yeah, so I use priority mail labels 228. I write down all the items that I have sold. This is all the items that we will be shipping today. So there's a lot. And let's see what's next. Okay, so let me show you my shipping supplies before we actually start shipping. All right, so I am a pastel girl. You know this if you've been watching my channel. So I purchased these Hallmark tissue paper bundles. They're all in pastel colors, and that's what I use for my packaging, the interior, which I'll show you in a minute. And then for my exterior, right now I am using these. These are actually sold out now on Amazon, which is kind of a bummer. Before this, I used to use 2 different kinds of poly mailers. I used ice cream cones and sprinkles, both in pastels, so it totally fits in with my aesthetic. Again, none of this probably matters to some of you. Some of you probably use just the post office freebie stuff, and that's totally fine too. This is just what I choose to do. I do include a thank you card in each of my packages. So I have these made with, you know, just saying thank you. Your purchase made my day. I hope that it made yours too, in my name. And then on the back is all my social media information. So I order these from Vistaprint. I've used them for years and years, and I really like the company. And then on the other platforms I sell on that are not Poshmark, I do include these. I am at the very bottom of them. I only probably have maybe 20 left, but these have my sign up code for Poshmark. If you are new to Poshmark and don't already have an account, you can use my code. You get $10 off your first purchase, and I get $10 also. So I do include these on the packages for packages that are not Poshmark, because usually if they're buying from Poshmark, then they have a Poshmark account. Poshmark gave these to me when I did a Posh and Sip, I guess about maybe a year or so ago, just trying to get rid of the last of them. And then I do use thank you stickers on my packages. These also are no longer available, so I do have some new thank you stickers, but they just say thank you so much, and I'll show you how I use those. Now for eBay, I do something a little different. I do use the eBay tissue paper that I get for having a store subscription. If you don't know, you get a coupon every 3 months for $25, and you can use that on purchasing eBay shipping supplies. So I got some tissue paper, and then for the one eBay sale, I will use an eBay poly mailer, just so I'm using these up too. And then last shipping supply thing I want to show you right now would be that I do use eBay shipping tape on my packages for my eBay items. So if I have like shoes or something like that that's going in a box, I will use this shipping tape because it doesn't always go priority mail. But with Poshmark, everything goes priority mail. So I have priority mail tape. I do have a TikTok and reel that I made on how to get free tape from the Postal Service. You can't just go on their website and get it. You have to call the 800 number and you have to answer some questions. One of the things you have to do is promise not to use it on priority mail packages. You can only use this on brown boxes. And you will see me use this later because I do have some shoes I need to ship. So you will see what this tape looks like when I put it on a package. All right, so let's get into shipping and I'll show you how I package. I forgot to mention I do use tape also. So first thing I'll do is pull an item. This is a Bowden dress and I see the number is 1248. So I'll fold her up like this and then fold her this way, tape her, fold it this way. And then I'm going to take and secure it with a sticker that says thank you so much. And then I'm going to take a piece of tape and just tape on my little thank you. And she will go in my poly mailer. Fold it over as small as it'll go. And then I'm gonna look on my little Post-its for the dress. I found it and I see the username, so I'm gonna check. Now, every day I don't have this many packages, but again, like I said, I ran a sale, so it's more tedious because I have more packages going out. But this is a way that I alleviate me sending out the wrong item. And I just double check the name. This is the correct one. And I slap on my label. And then put it to the side. And that one's done. Okay, so we're gonna do some more. Again, tape. Tape. I pretty much got the routine down, so it doesn't take me as long to package, but like I said, I like my packages to look nice. This is just what I choose to do, but you don't have to do it this way. It's just what I want to do. So this is another Bowden dress that sold. This one came from my friend Gorgeous. She sent it to me because I ordered some shoes from her and she thought she would return the favor and give me a Bowden dress. She knows I like to sell Bowden that she couldn't sell. So I sold it. So thank you so much, Jessie, for this dress because it did sell for me. And just looking for the label. Okay, and I found it. And that one's done. Okay, 2 packages down. All right, let's talk a little bit about where I've been. So I sort of took this little sabbatical time off. I really, really needed to do this for my own mental health. It's definitely a good thing to take time when you need it. I think that is the best thing about being a reseller is having that flexibility. And I definitely don't take that lightly. I enjoy that when my children have something going on at their school, I have the availability to go and be involved. And I have found in the last 6 months that I've really needed to be there for my kids, for my husband, and just to take care of things around my house. I had been neglecting organizing my house really for the past 3 years. And that's why it ties into how I became a reseller. So I have been selling online antiques since the late 90s when eBay launched. And then when Etsy launched, I also was selling on there. I would go to thrift stores and antique stores and I would purchase things to resell online. Also would sell some of my own items, my husband's items. So I've been reselling for a long time. It only was a side hustle, you know, for a group of years, and then I would go back to not reselling and then maybe go back to it being just, you know, here and there, never really consistent and never definitely as my main income. So I did have a career. I had a great job for 10 years. I worked for a local school district, and I can't really go into too much about my job loss because I'm in litigation with my former employer, but it's on the internet. You can Google my name and the local school district here in Biloxi, and you will be able to read everything you need to read about what happened. But it sort of threw me into a situation where I needed something quickly to supplement my income. I had state retirement, I had insurance, and I had lost all of that overnight and without warning. And so my friend suggested that I look into Poshmark. I had never even heard of Poshmark, but I did work for the Victoria's Secret catalog, actually on victoriassecret.com back in the early 2000s. And I had a ton of items that I had purchased in those years that I had never worn. They were new with tags, so a bunch of Y2K stuff. And it wasn't just lingerie, it was also clothing because, as you know, probably the catalog carries clothing. So I had stuff from when Pink originally launched, and I started selling all that stuff on Poshmark and realized, wow, maybe this could be a viable income for me. It gave me flexibility to deal with some of the stuff I was dealing with the loss of my job and everything that went into that. And then also, you know, allowed me to be there for my children and still have an income coming in. So through the adversity, it has been so wonderful. I'm so glad I gave reselling a chance. It has become this amazing little small business that I am very proud of. My business is what I make of it. The hours I put in, the hard work I put in, it definitely has been rewarding. And I love that I'm my own boss. I make my own schedule and I can be around for my children as much or as little as they need me to be. And that's just fantastic. So I'm going to now show you how I ship using boxes. This should be fun. All right, so we're going to start with this package that didn't fit in a poly mailer. For this one, I'm actually going to use a regional rate box from the Postal Service. I have tons of these Postal Service boxes, but I don't always use them because I like to recycle boxes that I get from like Amazon, but this one will be the perfect size for this item. So first thing I'm going to do is put the box together. Now, because I am using a priority mail box, I cannot use the priority mail tape, so I'm going to use my eBay tape, even though this is not an eBay item. Most important thing to me is not to piss off the Postal Service because they give me free tape. So I'm just going to use this eBay tape. And it'll work just fine. Right, I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to take my dress. This was one of those Target collaboration dresses. And pop it together. Because of the deal that Poshmark has with the Postal Service, they don't care if you use these regional rate boxes because they are priority mail. So it's totally fine. I really like this box, which is the regional rate B. And then I also really like the regional rate box A too. So those are two boxes you can get free on USPS.com if you're interested. Okay, I'm going to turn down a corner of the tape just so it doesn't stick and have my dress. Here's my label that I already pulled. And again, this is priority mail, so it's on a priority mail label. Slap it on and she's done. Okay, now I do have this item here that is not already in a poly bag. That's because I had not even inventoried it when it sold. So I'm going to take a poly bag. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there, and that is because I want it to be protected in shipping. So I'm going to pop this Rick and Morty bag in here. Sorry, Rick and Morty shirt in the bag. Okay. Okay, now this I'm going to package a little bit different because it was purchased by a dude, and I'm sure the dude does not want some pink tissue paper. So a lot of times don't even wrap the guys' stuff in tissue paper. Guys just don't care about that kind of stuff for the most part. If I do wrap it, I'll wrap it in some gender neutral colors, not pink. Not that some dudes don't like pink, I'm sure they do, but mostly I'm just going to take my thank you sticker. I'm going to put my thank you card on it, slap it on there, and then I won't actually put this in my pastel mailer because, again, I mean, he may be into pink, I don't know, but this is a fun dude buying some Rick and Morty shirt. But I'm going to go ahead and just be on the safe side. This might be a dude who doesn't want pink pastels in his mailbox, so I'm going to put it in one of these eBay poly mailers, which, again, no big deal if it's in an eBay, even though it's sold on Poshmark. That's just what I choose to do. I just make it pretty neutral for dudes. Okay, next we'll do these sunglasses. They are in a case, but I still don't want to put them in a poly mailer, so I'm going to go ahead and do the tissue paper. I do have the plastic around the case just to protect the case. These are vintage Poochie sunglasses. So just like with the clothing, I'm just gonna go ahead, and I really don't need this extra piece of tape. I'll put that right there, and I'm gonna put a thank you sticker, and then use that tape to put on my little thank you card. Okay, so I am going to put this in a box because they're designer sunglasses. If they were cheap sunglasses, and I might bubble wrap them and stick them in a bubble mailer, but these are going to go in a little box. So I'm going to put them inside this little box here that I've reused. A lot of my family members will save boxes for me, so that's nice. I am just going to use priority mail tape on this. So they used to give this to me at the post office, but then I think they had a shortage one time and they told me I had to order it myself. So again, if you don't know how to order free priority mail tape, you can always go and check out my reel on Instagram or on TikTok. Look up Super Geeked and you'll find it. And it tells you how to get free priority mail tape. So, I think I taped that up good enough. So anyway, there's that. Let me get the label. And there we go. This next item that I'm packaging up is a 1980s belt. It wasn't in a poly bag because I do in-person events about 3 times a year. Usually, you know, Pride or an art festival or maybe a vintage clothing show, and I'll set up a tent as a vendor and sell items. And so that item was not bagged because I had taken it to the last show I did. But I package it the same as I do shoes or any other hard goods, and it goes in a box. I do save boxes for shoes. I have the Postal Service shoe boxes. They do have a standard shoe box, but that shoe box is so big that usually I only use it for boots, and I'll try to use smaller boxes so that the shoes aren't really rattling around in it and it's more secure. That's just what I choose to do. You can use the Postal Service shoe boxes if that's what works for you. And then I always try to remove the label from the reused boxes, just so that it's cleaner and the only label that's on it is the priority mail. The post office actually likes that too. So I try to do whatever I can. I have to say my local post office, they all know me because I don't do porch pickup, even though I could. I do bring my packages to the post office, or my mother will bring them for me a few times a week. And they have always complimented me on having the proper measurements and weight on my packages that were not Poshmark, obviously, that were eBay or Mercari, that I'm using Pirate Ship for. So I think it's really important because these are the people who are going to be mailing out your packages, and I have never had one complaint about my packaging at my local post office, and I've never had a package come back for poor packaging or if I did something incorrectly. So it's pretty safe to say that what I'm doing is working for me, and I hope maybe it'll help you too. All right, now I'll show you how I will package my eBay item. So I have my eBay tissue paper. So this part of it is going to be the same, except for I'll add the Poshmark $10 off card. So here's my Poshmark card. I'm going to take this one on too. All right, for eBay, I normally will do this in my office, but I'm going to show you just like right here. I do use Pirate Ship. I don't use the eBay labels. I find it to be cheaper and it just works for me. So I will take my tape measure. I will measure the package. I try to fold it down to the smallest size. So this is 8.5 by 10. So I'll put my measurements in Pirate Ship, 10 by 8.5, and then this is my scale. I just bought it from Amazon. It was like $20, $25, I think. And then you just really very easily turn it on. And then once it's all zero, you'll just put it on there, get your weight on it, and then put that into Pirate Ship. And then on Pirate Ship, you can choose if you want to ship USPS, UPS. Normally I ship Postal Service. That's it. Now let's check out my stack. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed learning how I ship, how I put my packages together, what I choose to do. Again, this doesn't have to be how you package your packages. You can do them plain old, nothing in them. Whatever you choose to do is awesome. You figure out what's going to work for your business, but this just kind of shows you how somebody else does their packaging. I am excited to be back. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I have a what sold video coming out later this week to tell you what was sold in February for me. Of course, we had that little Poshmark snafu, and so I'm going to talk about that in the next video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.